Well, if I can find a queue action at some weddings, I'm going to love it.
The backlash makes me horny.
We're up for the banter.
It's a comedian.
Hello, and welcome back to That Josh James Show. It's a podcast for the geezers.
And their birds.
As ever, I'm joined by Romford's number one podcaster. You know who he is by now. It's Chrissy White, aka White Boy. How you doing, mate?
Very well, mate. How are you?
I'm good, actually. We're recording this in a couple of weeks, like before it comes out, because I'm actually going on holiday.
Okay.
So,
There you go.
which I'll tell them a bit more in the Patreon, I think.
Okay, yeah. Keep it behind the paywall.
So a bit more about
Keep it
where
behind
I'm
the
off to
paywall.
there. But it ain't Spain this year.
I know.
It's taken a lot for me. I've been Spain every year since I was 5 years old.
Every single year you've not
Every
missed one
si-
Spain trip.
Every single year I've not missed a Spain trip. But they've all been like, oh, you can't be here, you can't be here, you can't do it. Oh, fucking shut up, you lot. I'll go, all right,
2025.
then I'll go somewhere else.
2025, the year of the boycott.
I'll be back next year. I'll be back next year, Spain.
It's just a short protest.
I'm already thinking, where I'm going. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, but it's not Spain. Spain have just sat about just Spain, isn't there?
Yeah. Shunny Spain.
Shiny Spain.
Yeah, I think I might back a little Spain end of the summer. I ain't booked it yet, but I'm going to go somewhere. We've got a holiday to go to. No, not a holiday. A wedding
Go
to
where
go
I
to
go.
in
Go to
Italy.
the island I go to, which I don't say on this podcast, but it's Menorca, right? I go to Menorca, right? It's the quietest of all the Balearic Islands. I love it there. And for loads of episodes, I go, I'm not going to say where I go, right? And then I get a message from the YSB. Oh, mate, as if anyone gives a fuck where you're off to. Oh, what, like, if you say you go Menorca, then everyone's going to fucking turn up there. You fuck, who do you think you are? You know what I mean? So
You know, he cops it every single episode.
he does, actually.
Without fail.
But we love him.
Yeah, we do.
We love this boy.
do.
And if you are signed up to the Patreon, you'll know about the very important task I need all the Patreon members to do, which is directed to the young school bastard, aka the plum. So hopefully you're getting on well with that and you're firing loads into his DMs. But yeah, there you go. What's been happening, mate? You been good?
Yeah, I've been good. Same old shit. Actually, not same old shit. Big stuff's happening. Big stuff in the works. I'm not going to come in and sit on here and start fucking talking about all my business, but making a few moves, mate.
You're not going to be Romford's number one Tyler anymore.
Not physically, no.
Not physically.
No, I'll still be numero uno in the tile game, but
Yeah.
I'll just get some other people to do it for me.
You're sort of more retiring, like you're like a footballer that's like retiring from the play and you're going into the backroom staff.
There you go. So it's about the right age, 37, you know what I mean? It's like Danny Milner, you know what I mean? He's had a good career.
Danny Milner?
Danny Milner?
Who the fuck's Danny Milner? James Milner.
James Milner. I was thinking Danny Mills.
Danny Mills. Danny Milner.
Danny Mills.
Danny Milner just
I'm
sounds like
right
the world's
into football. You
worst,
can tell.
most
You can
boring
tell.
footballer.
James Milner, you know what I mean? Right, good long career, but time to hang up your boots. Take a backroom job. Maybe
I
get in
suppose
as a
Tyler's
pundit.
one of them things where you don't often see 60-year-old Tylers, do you?
And if you do, they're shit because they don't care anymore.
But also because it's so physically
It's
demanding.
a young man's game. I'll tell you what, it's a paradox. Listen to this. Just when you get to the point where you're experienced enough, your body stops working.
Really? Really?
It's like, I've got lower back pain. My knees are shot to bits. Like, I can't be bothered to do it anymore.
So at what age is a Tyler at his peak? Say like a Premier League striker, their peak is like 28 maybe?
Yeah, it's around 30.
30?
It's around 30. All I'm saying is, so I got in the game when I was 20. So I'm like 17 coming up 18 years in the game. You need that long to learn every facet of the industry.
Really?
You know what I mean? Yeah, because like, there's stuff you'll come up against and it's like a newbie will be like, I don't know what to do here. You know what I mean? So they'll ring someone up me and I'll tell them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or you can Google it, or there's loads of Thailand on YouTube and Instagram now.
Yeah.
But there's a ways things to be done. There's certain applications that have to go into it. And it's like, I literally feel like I'm at the point now where nothing's going to come up against me that I don't know what to do. And just at that moment, I can't do it anymore. Yeah.
Bittersweet, isn't it?
Not really. It's just sweet. It's absolutely sweet.
As we've distinguished, your most prolific period of Thailand was when you was on the chimichanga. and set like a world record for tiling my kitchen, which you've done in about 45 minutes. Full tiled and like immaculate, by the way.
Good, wasn't it?
My missus always tells that story. She goes, "Oh my God, like when he was like in the madness, he tiled our kitchen really, really quick, and it was brilliant as well."
Not to mention, we was having a conversation and listening to grime at the same time.
Was we listening to grime?
Yeah.
Was we?
Yeah, we was going back and forth like, what about this grime tune? And he was like, no, what about this grime? It was like a kitchen turnout, but whilst it was going on, I was just flicking the tiles up.
Except
Like,
from you was the only one sniffing gear.
I was sniffing it in secret, pretending not to.
Did you sniff in my old toilet? But you can tell me if you did.
Probably.
Tell me if you did.
Probably. I might have gone out to the motor.
Really?
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
disappointed that you didn't do it.
No, I probably did. There's actually a decent side in there that I could have racked up on, so maybe
there
I
was,
did.
yeah.
Maybe I did. Funny enough, I saw, so at the time I hadn't been to NA, which is the fellowship that I go to. I had a CA key ring on my keys and was still doing cocaine. You know what I mean? But I had a CA key ring. And I went to pick up your keys because you had one on there and all. And I was like, oh, and that was the first time I knew that you went to meetings.
It took a key ring for two geezers who've known each other years to open up about their drug addiction.
Yeah.
Oh, you've got that key ring at all? Oh, well, do you know what, mate? My life is actually falling to pieces.
No, but I remember you just said, oh, yeah, I just go there for, and I can't remember what it was you said, but like, I just
lying,
go there for something. You were just lying.
Yeah, I was lying. I was
sniffing,
trouble.
you were lying, and we both had CA key rings, yeah.
It was a key ring that took us to open up.
Yeah.
So there you go, lads. Don't box it all up.
Yeah.
Get a key ring. And you never know.
Hopefully you'll bump into someone who understands what it means. And you can have a chat about it.
Yeah, exactly. Should we start with an embarrassing story?
About you?
No, someone sent one in.
About me?
No, it's just...
It's about them?
It's about them,
It's absolutely fine. I feel like I've had a few shots taken at me today. And I
Oh,
don't think
do
I
ya?
can handle another
Do
one.
you feel bad about George from South London?
I've got a bit of a brittle spirit today.
Really? Okay. Here we go. Right. This is from James Earn. Here we go. I've not listened to it. Don't know if it's a good one. I hope it's a good one.
Please be a good one.
Because I've got to say, everyone sending in their embarrassing stories, the hit rate so far has been 100%.
Yeah.
They've all been good stories. Here we go.
Don't let us down.
This boy's got an embarrassing story and probably the worst lie I've ever been caught up with in my life. Right, so basically, to set the scene, it's about a work Christmas party when I was working at B&Q. I was on my last chance for sickness. They basically told me, if you're sick again, we're going to have to let you go, all that. So started off, my mate gave me a free box at Tottenham on the day of my Christmas party. So I watched the game, blah, blah, blah. Then went to a work Christmas party with all the B&Q lot. Fucking steaming, like free bar at the Spurs thing. And then just all the managers buying drinks. Everyone just nice me drinks, whatever. End up just getting blackout drunk and waking up at my pal's house, who I didn't even work with, and his mum was waking me up like, James, your mum's been fucking ringing me. This is when I was like 18. Your mum's been ringing me, you're supposed to be at work at 7 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, oh, fuck, shit. So I got up thinking, right, I'm going to go to work, fuck it. Got in the cab, was like, nah, this ain't the one. So I rang my missus saying, oh, what do I do? Because I had to think of something peak. Don't know how we got to this, but I ended up just fucking ringing my manager and saying, on the way home from the work Christmas party, coming out of Funhouse in Croydon, I got fucking robbed. I got robbed, so I didn't have no way home. Obviously, I didn't get robbed. I was just steaming. And, so I didn't think too much of it. Like, I thought I got away with it at work, whatever. Go in a few days later. My manager didn't like me, didn't believe me. So he goes, oh, you might as well file a police report then, mate, if you got robbed. And I was like, nah, mate, don't worry, it's sweet, it's sweet. I just want to kind of forget about it, like trying to make him sympathise with me. He goes, nah, you're filing a police report. So I was like, fuck. So I'm standing there with my manager over my shoulder, fucking making up this fake story of me getting robbed. I was like, these 3 Eastern European blokes, when I come out of the Funhouse in Croydon, come in, bang me in the face and robbed everything except for my phone. My keys, my house keys and my wallet, whatever. Didn't think nothing of it. 3 days later, staying at my dad's house, 7 o'clock, my stepdad rings me. He goes, James, the coppers are here at the house for you. And I was like, what? What the fuck? What for? Obviously, didn't think about it. This would ever come to anything. Ran down to my dad because he's worked in a government job. I was like, Dad, what do I do? And he's Northern Irish. He's like, son, you just got to go with it now. Providing the cause of justice. I was like, shit accent, but...
That was Scottish.
So I fucking drove around to my mum's, rehearsing my lines for like the last 5 minutes. and basically just had to sit there and lie to these 3 fucking police officers in my front room. I was like borderline crying, putting on the tears, and they were like, "Is there any information you can give us?" I was like, "Nah, I just really want to forget about it." And then, yeah, that was it, basically. I had to keep up the lie for another year until the day I left, and I fucking told everyone.
Oh, mate, top man.
Nice one.
Loved that.
Started strong at my B&Q Christmas work party.
That's a proper job that you have when you're like 16, 17, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Humble Flash guy used to work at Halfords.
Did he? Yeah. Fucking started from the bottom.
Yeah,
what was your teenage jobs?
I worked for my dad's mate doing like mowing the lawn, trimming the hedges.
Yeah.
And then I started washing his cars and showed a bit of a natural flair for the car cleaning. And that's what my first ever job. So this guy who I used to work for, he was my dad's flossiest pal. And he took me right under his wing. Loved me, yeah. And I really got on with him as well. So few people listening will know what I'm talking about. He listens sometimes as well. So I won't say his name, but really nice fella, lovely family. And he had this little van, Volkswagen Caddy, that he used to use for like running about. And I was like, we got chatting. He's like, you know, you can make good money doing this, like cleaning the cars. And I was like, can you? So I looked into it. So it was like, mentioned it on the last step. Mobile car valeting. You put like a water tank, compressor, pressure washer in the back of the motor and you pull up to people and do their motors.
Yeah.
And he had this little van and he was like, I'll sell you the van. So he sold me this van like cheap, dirt cheap. And it was my first car, Volkswagen Caddy, like a V-Reg or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The front of it was like a Polo.
Yeah.
And it just had this box on the back.
Yeah.
So I lined it all up and that was my first ever, like, once I left school, 17, literally, as soon as I passed my test, went out and I used to clean people's cars. But he'd give me loads of contacts, like, get into this bloke. He had like a lift engineer company.
Yeah.
So I used to pull up to the industrial estates and he'd have like 5 or 6 company cars and he'd be like, all right, and I'll just do all in one place. I'll do like 6 cars and then another day I'll go to somewhere else and another day I'll go somewhere else. Mate, I was having it off. Like 17 years old, nicking like 300 quid a day some days.
Yeah.
But it was really good if you was just like a budding gearhead. You know what I mean? How much for the motor? 50 quid cash. Boom. Pack it.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's sort
Cash
of
in hand.
cash in hand,
Yeah.
pack it at a time. You know what I mean?
You don't declare that
and
to
it was
the
like,
old,
no,
HMRC, do you?
no, straight up the Uter. So, you know, no tax on that. The only tax on that, you might have to give you a power pinch. You know what I mean?
Oh, you know that's the worst type of tax as well. Just the one who always asks for a pinch. You're always like, "What, mate? Can I have a little pinch?" And you get paid, and you're like, "Fucking hell, mate! There's nothing left
There's
in there
nothing
now."
left. Nothing left.
Oh, that's dumb, mate.
He's Ian Build the packet.
He's in the back. Oh dear. Fucking hell, you get me, mate. When you get me, you really...
That's why he's here, mate. That's why he's here. The charismatic co-host.
Mate, you know what I said to... We was talking about you the other day, about when you used to just be on it all the time. And I'm like, obviously the white bar that I used to know used to... Mate, stuff that I was like, used to come out with that all the time because
Nothing
your
but
mind
zingers.
was just like, ruh. Do you know what I mean?
I used to talk in zingers.
Oh, mate.
There was nothing
You was-
real about it.
You was fluent in zing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you was fluent in zing.
Yeah.
You fucking did. My first job was, I mean, mate, I'm just a walking stereotype, but I worked in Sugar Hut,
Yeah, nice.
the famous nightclub, which is obviously people know for being in Towie.
The Hut.
The Hut, yeah, I used to work in there as a glass collector.
Did ya?
Yeah,
That's
mate.
pretty sore. Were you of age?
I was 16 when I first started working.
What, they
in
let
there.
16-year-old pot
Yeah,
washers?
you couldn't work behind a bar, but you could be glass collector. I used to go around collecting glasses.
Sipping.
I never used to really do that so much.
Didn't you?
Some of the girls there used to fucking honestly go around getting the slops, putting them into a cup, drinking them. I used to get shit faced.
That sounds horrible. It sounds like alcoholic.
It was, mate, it was mad. I used to think I just want to come here, earn my money and go home.
Did you?
The worst bit was it closed at 2:00 in the morning. You used to have to clean up the whole gaff and it was trashed. So you're leaving there at about 3-4 in the morning.
2-hour cleanup after everyone's left.
It was rough, mate. That was the roughest bit. I can remember thinking, she's just like sore.
How
But I
bad
met,
the nightclubs look when you switch the lights on.
Probably one of the most famous people I met was at Sugar Hut when I worked there, Neo.
Yeah. I remember he performed.
He performed.
He performed
And I
at
shook
Sugar
his
Hut.
hand and I was like, yeah, man, you're sick.
Yeah.
He's like, thanks for the love, bro. Thanks for the love. I was like, yeah, you're sick, bro. And I watched Kirk Norcross have a MC battle against Dappy from N-Dubs.
Did you?
Yeah, that was a bit surreal. That was surreal.
N-Dubs. My name's Shaniqua and what?
They used to always come N-Dubs. They used to always go Sugar Hut.
What, just
and
for...
And that was the peak of their powers, like when the N-Dubs were like fucking... don't know. How would you describe them? They was
Mate,
like...
N-Dubs were up there on the UK scene.
Blazing Squad. And then when they had their thing, then N-Dubs was next, weren't they?
Do you remember the Blazing Squad?
Blazing. Do I remember Blazing Squad?
They were sick.
They were
They
great.
covered that Bone Thugs and Harmony tune.
10 fucking white boys out of the mean streets of Chinkford, of course.
Is that where they were from? Chinkford?
Yeah. Blazing Squad.
Blazing Squad were Chinkford.
Chinkford, yeah.
Oh, I thought they was more east
Meet
than
me
that.
at the crossroads.
That's it.
Crossroads.
That's the Bone Thugs tune.
Love on the line. You can be mine. Any old time, come a number. Remember that tune?
Maybe.
Fucking great tune. A lot of
Maybe.
people just know him for Crossroads.
I weren't the biggest Blazing Squad fan, I'll be completely honest.
you not?
Heartless Crew, on the other hand,
Really?
that was my shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heartless.
When I do
We'll
it
do
right.
it. Original hype.
We got the vibe,
Yeah.
yo. Oh, DJ One Touch played that before the Mo Gilligan show.
Yeah.
I was having it.
They were sick, man.
Heartless was sick. We don't die, we multiply.
Yeah.
Yeah, sick.
But now they're all old. A bit
Yeah,
like
yeah,
us.
they're all old.
Didn't your missus say to you the other day you should get Botox?
Man, she didn't just say to me the other day, she's been basically like calling me out in public,
Saying
trying
what?
to force me into having Botox.
Where would you need Botox?
She wants me to get Botox here on my forehead. When I raise my eyebrows, wait, let me relax. It is a pronounced
Yeah, but
wrinkle.
they're all Botox just mean that you can't raise your eyebrows.
I don't want to lose my common expressiveness. Plus, I don't give a fuck about the wrinkles. Like, I could not care less.
I think wrinkles make you look a bit hard as well.
Yeah.
Don't you? I think the more wrinkles you got as a bloke, actually, the harder you look.
Yeah.
Looks
Couple
like you've been
Mars
through the
bars.
war.
Load of wrinkles, couple of Mars
Yeah,
bars.
where you at, boy? Yeah, fucking hell, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kiss
Well,
my
look,
face,
just
turn on your
saying,
bone.
I know there's a lot of men getting Botox.
There is more than I reckon what people are like admitting to, you know?
100%. Loads of cosmetic procedures going down. So, my missus is on at me to get this Botox. I knew he was going to talk about this today, right? So I've done a little bit of research about Botox. Do you know it stops you from sweating?
Does it?
Yeah. Because I actually know,
Prince Andrew's had a bit then.
friend of the pod,
Nancy chops.
character on the pod, was a bit of a smelly geezer. Just like a bit of a sweaty guy. And he used to start smelling a little bit, right? No, I'll tell you after. I'm not going to know because it's a bit out of order. He had Botox in his armpits,
Really?
and it's like, not to smooth them out.
Oh, okay.
Now he doesn't sweat from his armpits because he used to always have like deodorant with him. Halfway through the day, he'd have to like top up.
Really?
I never had that problem. Like,
I've never been that sweaty.
1 in the morning's fine. You know what I mean? So yeah, there's loads of other benefits to Botox. Like, people get it in their feet to stop their feet from sweating, so their
Okay.
feet don't smell. But my missus wants me to get it on my forehead, and she wants me to get it done before the wedding.
I actually think Botox ain't too bad if you want to get it or whatever. There just becomes a point, doesn't there, where, and I don't know what point it is, but there's a point where Botox, you go over a threshold where it stops making your face look smooth and you turn into looking like some fucking goblin out of Lord of the Rings.
Mate, I couldn't agree more.
Do you know what I mean?
There's a fine line. As soon as you can look at someone and think, oh, they've had Botox,
Yeah.
that's the line. They've gone too far.
And Botox is supposed to make you look younger, but actually when you've got so much Botox in your face, you could look anywhere between sort of 25 and 45.
You could look anywhere between 25 and 85. You know, you see these women, like, I don't want to call out women specifically because a lot of men do it as well, especially these like old Hollywood types, when they've just got like Play-Doh boat. You don't know what they're just like,
Yeah.
Play-Doh boat.
Yeah.
No good.
Yeah.
But that being said, I'm not anti.
I tell you what's popular now amongst the blokes: hair transplants.
Hair transplants have they've gone up in the levels. I mean, my brother's got one. It's a fucking great success.
I've got a question for you. If a bloke gets a hair transplant, is it A, funny, or B, hilarious? I'm sorry, but hair transplants on geezers, I know a lot more of you getting them now. They'll never not be funny. That will never not make me laugh that you've got a fucking Frankenstein Barnett.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
It is funny, but look, they're so much better now. I remember growing up, right? John and Maureen, my neighbours, right? I don't even know if they're still about. They fucked off half in Spain, half the year in Spain, half the year in Thailand. How's that for a retirement? No kids. I was trying to get in there, see if I could get a bit of fucking inheritance, but they spent it all. He had a hair transplant, but like from the 80s, 90s, right? And it was like doll's hair. You know, like, it was like 10 or 11 strands of hair coming out of one hole. I could see it. I remember I went to my mum, I was like, what's the matter with John's head? Like his hair. And she was like, oh, they used to call it plugs. He's like, oh, he's had the plugs.
Oh, okay. So
and I'm like, what's he had done? She's like, oh, it's like doll's hair. Like, he's going bald, but he didn't want to go bald. So they like put hair in. And I was like, wow. Like,
do you know what I think? I think when a hair transplant is a little bit misleading. I think it should be called a surgical syrup. Really? Because that's what it is, isn't it? It's a surgical syrup.
it is a surgical syrup.
Surgical syrup. They look great nowadays, by the way.
Yeah, they've got a lot better at doing
They've
them.
got a lot better.
It's
They've
like
got a lot
by
better.
the follicle now.
It's just the idea of, I suppose the history of blokes wearing wigs is funny.
Yeah.
So the fact that it's basically a wig, but it's just one that's done surgically.
But look, the
just
wig
makes me giggle.
It is funny, but the wig game's changed as well. Did you see that video of that geezer where he goes into the shop to get a wig on? But it's like a right funny video. He's a northerner. He's like being really open about it. He's like bald. In order to get one of these wigs put on, you have to grow out like this bit of hair.
Oh yeah.
So that they can blend it in with the new hair. So he
Yeah.
goes in there looking fucking awful, like full friar tuck,
Yeah.
bald on top, but he's had to grow the rest of it out. And he's like, I'm going to get me wig, right? Sits down
yeah.
and they like proper shave the top, glue it on. Mate, after he's had his trim,
You would not be able to tell.
he looks incredible.
Yeah.
But 2 weeks later, that's going to start peeling off. And you've got to go in and have it done again.
Yeah.
Huge commitment.
And
He
you
did
got,
it for a
you
wedding.
got glue on your head.
Yeah.
It's a big thing. You got glue on your head.
Imagine you're at the wedding, you're dabbling, you're having a little bit of a blast, you're sweating, your wig starts peeling off.
Ooh, imagine that.
Mid-do.
Yeah, mid-do.
No good.
Nah.
No bueno. That being said,
Fuck that. You're coming out the toilet. You got to check your nose, and you got to check
you behind it. You know,
wig and
it's too much to check. It's too much to check. But look, I was booked in for a hair transplant. I went to this place in Shenfield, had the consultant,
You'd look a lot. Yeah, I'm not saying this horribly. But
younger.
if you had hair still, you'd look a lot younger.
Yeah, I would. So basically, I was booked in to get this hair transplant. I went in. So what they do is, you see your forehead muscle, see here, wherever your forehead muscle is, that's as low as they can go. Because if they go any lower than that, when you do that,
So actually,
barnet moves.
your hairline is quite far back anyway.
exactly, my hairline has always been that shape.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's your hairline.
Isn't that mad?
Yeah.
Isn't that mad that you have wrinkles right up to your hairline?
Yeah, right up to your hairline. So that's where your forehead muscle stops is where your hair started. So he drew the line on, and I was like, he's like, that's where we'll go. You will have 6,000 grafts. They take it all from here because you never go bald there. This is called your donor area.
Yeah, they take from
I'm
the
well
back.
versed in it. They take it from around the back and then bang it in individually. Go in the morning, they take them all out. You have a little break, you go back in the afternoon, they hammer them back in, and then your face swells up. You look like a beluga whale for like 2 days.
Really?
Yeah. And I was lined up, ready to go. Part of the procedure is you have to shave your head because they can only work with small pieces of it. They can do it when it's longer, but it's often not as successful as if they cut it down. It's better off when they're working with like 3mm hairs. So I shaved it off, looked in the mirror, and I was like, fuck the hair transplant. I don't mind it bald.
How much was it going to be?
I think it was like 11, but that's because it was in the UK. It was a lot more expensive in the UK. You can get them done in Turkey for like £4,000.
£4,000. I swear people have had them cheaper than that.
A good one.
Isn't that? This is something you don't want to be spending money on, though, is it?
No.
I eventually. I mean, I'm saying eventually one day I will lose my hair. I know I will.
No, I've already said to you, mate. By the
'Cause it is
time
going.
it goes, it's not going to matter anymore.
Yeah, I'll be too old. Like, as in, I think I'm even getting to that point now. I'm 34. I'm like married, kids, and that. I'm like, if I go bald in the next 4 or 5 years, am I fucking that bothered?
No, we can just be two bald podcasters, mate.
Two
It'll be
bald
absolutely fine.
podcast, and I feel like I'm suitable, geezer.
Yeah, I think you might.
Arguably, could come across a little bit.
Homosexual.
Yeah, a little bit homosexual. Yeah,
Okay. I thought you were going to say
because
that.
I've got a little bit of that in me, haven't I?
I thought you were going to say that. Yeah, sometimes you come off quite camp.
Yeah.
That being said, if this podcast gets bigger and bigger and we get a little bit more famous, I could be in that position where people ain't sending me Penguin no more. They want me to be an advocate, an ambassador for their hair transplant company. If someone offered me a free one, I'd probably have it, just for banter.
Yeah.
How about this then? If you have a hair transplant, can you still shave your head if you don't like the way the hair transplant looks? Or whether you then have would it be obvious that you'd had a hair transplant?
Would you ever have the tattoo on your head, the PCP?
Well, this is it. It's not called a PCP, is it?
It's called PCP, I think.
I thought it was called micropigmentation.
One of our mates has had a tattoo on his head.
Yeah. You got to be on top of that. You got to shave it every other day.
Because our other mate who knows him, he goes, "Oh, he always said he wouldn't get a tattoo, and then he ended up getting one on his head."
That was a joke at the wedding, wasn't
That's a
it?
joke at the wedding, yeah.
Yeah. I think they look decent, but once again, big commitment, huge
If
commitment.
you won the Euromillions, would you get a hair transplant?
There's a lot of things I'd do if I won the Euromillions. You know what? I think I would. Why
Would
not?
ya?
I'd just
Yeah.
go to the absolute best surgeon and be like, mate, full barnet now.
You win the Euromillions tomorrow, what you getting? Hair transplant and what?
First thing I'd do so it's a big one, isn't it? 208 mil.
Oh, is that how much it is? Someone's probably won it by the time this comes out.
Well, it rolled over, so I don't know, maybe it did, but-
208 mil.
Yeah, and it rolled over. 208 million pounds.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
That's a lot already.
I can't think of any times that the Euromillions has been.
No, it's way up there. But what happens now is, because it's getting so high and no one's won it, less numbers will win it because they can't just keep rolling it over. So it'll be like, say you needed 5 and 2 of them, you might only need 4 and 2 of them, and you could win the jackpot. Because
Right.
no one's coming close. It's really hard to win that.
Yeah.
Anyway, big yacht. I wouldn't buy the yacht. I'd rent it, chuck all my family on it, and we'd go around the Mediterranean, a little bit of Ibiza, a little bit of Amalfi Coast, a little bit of south of France, a couple of weeks, let everybody know, my family, we're all sweet now.
We ain't got to worry about money anymore.
We're all sweet. You just enjoy yourself for a couple of weeks, yeah? And then the next thing I would do when I come back, obviously, get my missus and my kids set up in a beautiful gaff where they want to be. And I would get a golf coach, right? And I would work with this golf coach every day until I was a scratch golfer. Then I would beat my little brother at golf once and then retire from golf.
I don't think you could become a scratch golfer.
Of course I could.
I don't think you could.
Of course I could.
I don't think it's in you.
Of course it is.
Okay. Prove me wrong.
Oh, I need 208 mil.
Well, there you go.
Give me the 208 mil, I'll fucking prove you wrong. Yeah, I beat Ben White at golf once and then just be like, I'm not playing anymore, so he ain't got the chance to beat me again.
So shut up.
Yeah,
Shut your
up.
mouth. Keep your hair transplant on.
That's what I would do. And then loads of other shit. What about you, mate? What would you do if you won 208 mil?
Well, I told you, and this is probably a little bit weird, isn't it? But, I mean, I'd pay off all family and that's mortgage and give them some money and that. Just be
Boring.
like, you ain't got to worry. But all that shit, yeah. And I thought, what would I really do with the money? 208 mil. You're just fucking about, really, ain't you?
You can't spend all that.
Nah. So I'm going to have a couple of passion projects.
Okay.
We talk about the old school bastard on this podcast a lot. You know, maybe not recently, but if you've been listening for a while, you'll know, he's a real Brexiteer, he's a real Thatcherite. He is all about Queen and country. The most British man you ever meet. Going through a few health problems at the moment. Has he given up smoking? Has he fuck? That's how much of a geezer he is. Battling cancer, still smoking.
20 B&H gold.
20 B&H gold still every day because he's a fucking geezer.
Yeah. Drop a chemo, Benson gold. Perfect.
They gave him that fucking diagnosis and said, you got cancer. And he went, no surrender. No fucking surrender. Go get me a back of B&H gold.
Yeah. Special filter.
So my passion project would be, I'd buy him a big yacht. I'd also hire him a militia.
Yeah.
And he could fulfill his dreams of patrolling the channel to stop the boats.
He'd love it.
I love it.
He'd love it. Ex-British Army mercenaries.
Yeah.
OSB's the general.
Yeah, OSB's the
God.
general. Just a
Oh my
fag with that song playing. And you just got a fucking machine gun. Like, do you know what I mean? Machine gun on the back.
Big old turret.
Fill your fucking boots.
Yeah.
The only request I would make is the times that he's on this boat, he'd have to do it. I'd get him like an old school, like medieval, like Cross of St. George, big like metal.
Yeah.
You know what they used to do the jousting
Like
with?
the Knights of the Round Table.
Yeah,
That
I'm
gear.
saying if you're going to do it, you've got to do it in that outfit.
Chain link. Yeah. Chain mail. That's
With his
it. Perfect.
fucking on the AK.
With a big sword.
Yeah.
Yeah.
AK-47, fag out the mouth.
Yeah.
Aviators.
No. He's got one of them like little leather caps so you pull the goggles down.
Yeah.
Proper.
Do you know what I mean? I just want to make the people around me, I just want to make them dreams a reality.
And this is, look, we spoke about this a little bit. This is what I would do. I would go to everyone I know, or not I know, everyone that I like, and just be like, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
What do you want to do? And I would give them the opportunity to make their dreams come true. Plus another big part of it, like obviously me being in recovery, I would give back massively to that community. Like I was in a privileged position.
Yeah, boring. What I would do is I'd start a property business with the young school bastard, aka the Plum, and say, right, we're going to go into property together. And he'd be like, fucking hell, now you're talking. I'd say, yeah, but the company has got to be called ISIS, right? And he's got to work for a property company called ISIS or Al Qaeda, called him one of them. And he'd go, oh, bittersweet, isn't it? You know what I mean? That's what I do. I'm making dreams a reality, but I'm also getting my kicks as well.
Yeah. Okay. What about some comedians you don't like? What would you do to them?
I would buy, if I won the Euromillions, this is another thing I'd do. For comedians that I don't like, I'd see where they're touring and I'd buy every single ticket to their tour show and I'd go to every single one of their gigs and just sit in the audience and heckle them. Go, you're fucking shit.
Boo!
Remember that joke you stole off me, you cunt? Go on, say that one. And I'd just get them at it.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, these are the sort of things I think, you know what I mean? That I think I'd probably buy a football team.
Who? Orient.
Probably Orient.
Can you afford Orient?
I'd definitely afford Orient with 208
How
mil.
much is Orient?
And I'd sign myself up and I'd start myself and I'd be captain, centre mid. I'd be getting absolutely rings run around me, but
Yeah.
fuck it. I'd go say I'm a professional footballer.
Yeah, nah. Yeah. Just play one game. Say you're up 5-6-0. Yeah? Be like, now's my chance. Get your kit on. Run that. You could just be player manager, but you only have to play once. And then you can say, pro footballer, mate.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
I wonder how much it is to buy Leighton Orient.
Not 208 mil, that's for sure.
I know, but you don't want to spend like most of your money on fucking Leighton Orient, do you?
I'd probably get a statue put up in Brentwood High Street of the Shermanator and it would be naked. And you know, like the ones like that? Like,
Yeah.
like the perfect man. Like, you know, the ones you see in Italy? Were like that, and they have their cocks out, and these cock would just be obviously really long because it's fucking huge.
It was like the statue of David's only got like a tiny
Yeah,
little cock.
yeah. And we call this one statue of the Shermanator. You know, he'd love
that'd be
that.
great.
He'd love that as well.
He would absolutely love it.
He'd love that. He'd love people knowing that he's got a big old 12-inch dong along.
Oh, yeah, that would be nice, wouldn't it, mate? 208 mil in the bank. Oh, fucking hell, that'd be good.
Well, what was the interesting thing you said about having that much money in the bank, you don't actually need to invest it because of the interest.
Yeah, the interest on that money would just be outrageous. And I said something that you laughed at. What did I say? Having wealth is an asset.
Yeah, he went to me, well, having wealth is a great asset. I'm like, oh, do you reckon, mate? Yeah.
Basically, I was talking to my pal the other day.
Yeah, having wealth is a great asset.
I was talking to my pal the other day, and he's basically like, look, so a lot of people like buy loads of stuff. Sometimes you're better off just banking your dough and just let it earn money. Like you put in a high yield account, like you can earn some serious readies just off having readies in the bank. You know what I mean? So you wouldn't have to do anything. 208 mil, mate.
I think like a couple of mil gets you like 60 grand.
Couple of mil
Interest.
gets you about 60 bags a year, which is a great job.
Which is fucking, that's a nice bit of pocket
That's like an
money.
excellent job for a lot of people.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good bit of pocket money. You go do your things you want to do. You ain't even dipping into your...
No,
But
exactly.
the trouble is you get that much money, you start mixing with people that have got loads more money, then they get you at it, don't they? Before you know it, you got a fucking, you know, big yacht in Monte Carlo with rent boys on it, a lot. Do you know what I mean? And this all costs money. They're all at it, the rich
Rent
ones.
boys ain't free.
Yeah, exactly.
Rent boys ain't free.
But they're all, you know, are you getting into all that fucking Epstein shit then?
Yeah. You're on the island.
So actually, I don't want to win. Yeah, you're on the island.
Nah, I want to win.
I'd buy an island.
Funny
if
enough.
I won the Euromillions, I'd buy a Canvey Island.
Funny enough, I bought a ticket for the lottery last week, and I did win.
What did you win?
£3.70.
£3.70.
It's so, like, literally, you type it in, or like you just scan the ticket now on the app, and it's you're a winner. And I'm like, great.
Finally, I can stop doing that fucking podcast with that annoying little fucking cunt, Jamesy.
And £3.70 was the earnings. I was like, oh wow, brilliant, that's really nice. I
If you
spent
won the
25 quid on
Euromillions,
tickets.
would you fuck this podcast off?
No, definitely not.
I think you would.
No, I wouldn't.
I think you would.
You know what I'd do? We'll put out one episode a month. Make it a little bit less time consuming.
Well, no, I couldn't do that because I've not won the Euromillions. I'd have to
Absolutely
carry on
fine, mate.
grafting.
I'll pay your wages. It's
To
fine.
be fair, yeah. I mean, the name of the podcast would change, wouldn't it, quite quickly? It would, wouldn't it? It would. Listen, I could be bought out for a good 100 grand.
Yeah, this is what I'm
100
saying.
grand, that Chris White show. There you go, mate. No
That
problem.
Chris White show with the sidekick, Josh James.
Yeah.
Really lean into it.
Brent was #1 podcaster.
Yeah.
It's funny, the other day when we was talking about that Romford being Essex or London, someone commented, they went, oh yeah, I listen to podcasts a lot. They was like, white boy has got a London accent. They was like, and Jamesy has got a Essex accent.
Really?
Yeah, and he goes, that's what I believe, you know what I mean? He goes, what separates them is the M25. I
Fantastic.
was like, that's interesting, actually.
Well, look, I do sometimes think, like, if you live inside the M25, you can technically claim London.
Yeah.
Technically.
Of course you can.
But let's not get into one of them boring debates. I'll tell you, when we were
Someone
talking...
also commented saying people from Essex sound like gay cockneys.
They do, actually.
Yeah. And then I was sort of watching videos back of myself and I was like, oh, yeah, he's got a point.
Yeah. Essex people do sound like gay cockneys.
Yeah, I mean, I do sound a bit like a
But
gay
I've got a
cockney.
London accent, apparently.
Yeah, I think it's just because... I think the big difference between mine's a little bit more squeaky.
Yeah, it is quite
A
squeaky.
little bit more, not
Bit
quite
more
squeaky,
whiny.
a little bit more squeaky.
A bit more whiny.
A little bit more like, oh yeah, all right. But it's a little bit more like that, isn't it? And yours is a bit more like, got a bit more depth to it.
Yeah. Bit of bass.
Bit of
Bass!
bass. Here's a bit of bass. Hit him with a bass. Hit him with a bass. Yeah. So there you go.
I think so.
But yeah, OSB is a legend. Have you got his new number, by the way?
Has he got a new number?
I don't know, actually. I've not got his number saved on my new phone. Can you give him a bell? Let's catch up with him. I don't know if I've got it in here, actually. Yeah, I definitely ain't got it. Put him on loudspeaker.
Was it a new number?
All right, to the work.
Well, go on, uncle.
All right, son.
What are you saying?
Well, I say, same old shit, son.
How you getting on?
It's a bit of a struggle, mate, but I'm getting there. I've had my last chemo last Friday, but I can't eat now, but she's a cunt, mate.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've had it all the time, mate, every session.
What you can't eat?
Nah, mate. Just everything tastes like carbon.
Well, Wes, I've seen some of the clothes you wear, mate. You've never had very good taste.
You silly cunt. James, it ain't even funny, son.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I'm
mate.
in trouble.
Right.
In trouble, son.
Are you actually?
No, it's just the fucking eating, mate. That's the only thing. I'm all right myself. I'm working and all that, but...
Well, you're going to get on the protein shakes?
I'm on them, mate. It's fucking disgusting.
Yeah. What ones you on, though?
Just ones that were prescribed by...
You're like Complan?
Oh, fuck knows, mate. I got it off the doctors.
Yeah. Nah, look, they will fatten you up.
Mate, I'm fucking hench now, mate. I'm fucking massive, but I can't eat. Nah, boys, not good, but fuck it, I'll be alright.
Well, listen, you're coming to the end of the. You're on the podcast, by the way.
Fuck off.
Yeah,
You are, but...
Well, actually, boys, I'm spot on. Spot on.
No, we wanted to get the genuine. We wanted to know how you are, and we know our listeners want to know how you are as well, mate.
yeah, because they actually genuinely genuinely care about you.
Appreciate it, boys. I'll be a lot happier when I can have a nice steak or something like that.
Oh yeah, drop a Rioja.
Oh, lovely. Oh yeah, even a nice roast dinner with some chips. I've heard someone eats that.
Oh, not James.
Jesus, see you next year, mate.
Roast dinner with chips.
Yeah, the fucking YSB went on about this the other day. Went for a roast with him and I got a portion of chips with it.
No, it's
wrong with that?
unacceptable behaviour.
All right, boy, come on, son. What is that?
It's unacceptable behaviour. You have roast potatoes or mash. The fucking
Exactly.
chips stay.
But
away.
listen, OSB, the best is yet to come, mate. You're coming to the end of that, and then we can get out and do some bits.
Yeah, mate. I'm up for that. Do that, mate.
Got to get you back on the podcast as well, mate. Everyone is desperate for you to come back on.
Yeah, when I'm looking fresh, mate, I'll be back. Don't worry about that.
Right, sweet. I reckon you're looking fresh.
Yeah, I still look alright, Joe. Birds around there now, she reckons I look fucking $1 million, but she's going to say that.
Of course you would. I wanted to get your view as well, OSB, on the... what do you think of David Beckham getting a knighthood?
Well, it ain't a bit of me, mate, to be honest. I don't like any sports stars. Nah, not really, nah. Sorry.
What do you think someone deserves a knighthood for?
Doing something for the country or fucking the world or something like that. He was just a privileged footballer, a very good footballer. I liked him. I've got nothing against him, but nah, that ain't a bit of me, mate. Sorry.
Surprised me. I thought you'd be on David Beckham, but there you go.
I think he deserves it.
Nah, it cheapens it, white boy.
I know what you said, but like you just said, he's got to do something for the country and for the world. And I reckon Beckham has.
Listen, he's no Bobby Moore, is he?
He was a quality player, mate. I know he was a bit of a youth, wasn't he? Was he a youth at one point?
Oh,
Was he?
Bobby Moore? Beckham? Nah.
No, his granddad supported Spurs, but...
No, he weren't.
No, he was Man United through and through.
Yeah, he skipped the years, didn't he? But no, mate. Great player, trust me. Like, when you look back at some of his games, like the Greece game when he scored that free kick when we were basically out. Come on, mate. No one's going to do that now. You watch the England side now, mate. I watched them the other day. I know it's only a friendly or whatever. Fucking terrible.
Yeah, it was sore. I wanted to talk about that.
Terrible.
It ain't going well for Tuchel. You can't be getting beat 3-1 by Senegal.
Mate, honestly, we are shit. We got no flair in that side whatsoever. I watched the under-21s last night as well. Mate, they're shit.
Are they?
They are shit. You know, 2 years ago we won it. We had like some decent players in there now. Mate, poor. Very poor.
Poor showing.
There you go, mate. Well, listen, we'll give you a bell later, and we'll get you on. We'll get you back on. Get you back on the pod, mate. Yeah.
I'm up for it, boys.
Lovely stuff.
Look after yourself. Let me know when you got your appetite back, mate, and I'll drop some nice fillet off.
And listen, I'm going on.
White boy, that'd be a dream, son.
I'm going on holiday next week, so you know what? I'm bringing you back.
Thanks, lovely. Good nice one, boys.
Nice
See you in a
one.
bit, mate.
See you later.
Bye. That is fucking mad. I've never heard of anyone go through cancer and carry on smoking 20 B&H Gold a day.
Well, he ain't got lung cancer.
Yeah, no, but you probably should stop that.
I don't know. I mean, if you got lung cancer, yeah, you should probably stop smoking. He stopped drinking.
Did he?
He stopped drinking now.
Yeah, I mean, because he can't taste any food. So
Nah.
what someone said to me, that was like, it's the only bit of fucking enjoyment he gets. I was like, yeah, to be fair.
Just let him have his snap.
Yeah, let him have his snout. I'm sure his missus has been treating him. a couple of roll-arounds as well.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Come here, babe.
Come here, baby.
I don't fancy it tonight. OSB. Oh, leave out, babe. I've got cancer.
I've just run out of snacks and I've got cancer.
Yeah, go on, do the... Oh, do I have to? Come on, babe. I'm fucking going through chemotherapy at the moment, babe. Do me a favour.
Look after me, will you, babe?
Yeah, look after me. Might not be here next year. Come on, fucking sort me out. Oh, go on then. Ladies and gents, before we clock off, got to let you know that the second leg to my tour is now on sale. JoshJamesy.com for tickets. We're coming to Manchester, Liverpool, Birmingham, Newcastle, Glasgow, Norwich. And some of these dates are starting to sell out now. So if you're in those parts of the country, go to JoshJamesy.com. Go snap up them tickets. Tickets to the Hackney Empire as well on the 7th of November. We're on the very last tickets now. It's just the last seats in the last tier, basically. So, listen, if you missed out on the Queen's Theatre or Leicester Square Theatre, places like this, then come to the Hackney Empire because it's going to be an absolutely blinding show. And we've got to give a shout out to the Ronnie O'Sullivan members on the Patreon. Over to you, white boy.
Shall I try and do it like a garage MC?
No, I think just keep it nice and simple, mate. But do what you got to do. Go on.
Well, I'm not going to fucking do it like a garage MC now, am I? After you said that.
Go on.
No, bollocks. I'm reading it normally. Elle said I sounded like a garage MC. I was going to really put it on thick. But you know what you've done? You've killed my confidence.
Sorry. Anyway,
Thanks to the Ronnie O's for signing up. We really appreciate you sticking in the top tier. Day one. Salt of the earth. Here we go. The Shermanator. Joe. James Ball. Rob Call 2.0. Istefani Bunny. Matt Walker. Samuel Snedden, Natalie Clark, Lawrence Cannell, Ryan Driscoll, Aaron McCall, Tom Woolley, Stuart Keane, Adam Baker, Ben Allen, TJ and his bird EJ, Mike Tuffield, Charlie Moyes, John Hudson, Corbin Byrne, Jay Hughes, Tom Dutton, Jordan Whittaker, Alex Pavitt, Charlie King, Joshua Harrell, Josh Bennett, Kevin Barry, Tom Hoffman, Rusty, Charlie, Stephen Hurahan, Alex Perry, Access Towers Hire and Am Training. It's just shameless. Lovely fella. Harry Gosling, Sinbad and the Borough Misses, The Criminal, nearly said his name, Steve Reed, Richard Donnellan, Richard Ayres, Jack Watts, Scott Kemp, Sam Peters, Big Miles and Lady L, Big Marley Miles, Sarah, Laurie Souch, Oscar Bunting, George Bowen, The Wheels Dog, Ben Hart, Lucas Mentham, Big Gaz, Chris Fife, Harry McLeod, Harrison Edwards, Donna Bond, Frank, Scott Evans, George Eels, Callum Vitaro, Sparky, Ben Gaylor, Frankie O'Connor, Danny, Fred Ambrose Patio Services, Stacey Morris, Leader Train Driver, Joe, Beck, George, Denny, Kaylee, Rob, Luke Clark, JKJ, The Humble Flash Guy, Alfie Joe Franklin, Matthew Evans, Chris Bird, Josh Reynolds, Shane Lawrence, Sean Marchant, Jordan Gittins, Max Silver, Danny Barlow and Bailey. Thank you again.
Shout out to the Ronnie O's and thank you to every single one of you that has signed up to the Patreon. Whether you're a Denise Van Outen member, whether you're an Eddie Hearn member, whether you're a Ronnie O'Sullivan member, we really, really appreciate you. If you want to sign up to the Patreon, if you want more of these episodes, then we do an extra Patreon episode every single week. So you get double your money. And we also get a character episode once a month about the characters that we talk about on this pod. And there's loads more coming on the Patreon. So to sign up, go to patreon.com and type in Nat Josh James Show. The link is also in the YouTube video. It's also in Spotify link, iTunes. Just click on there. Or go onto our Instagram profile at That Josh James Show and the link's on there. Thank you so much for listening, ladies and gents. We see you all Patreon members over on the Patreon and see you all next week. Ta.